Hello, hello, hello. I'm Hojo.
And I'm Hunnzy.
And welcome to this, the 47th episode of Hojo and Hunnsy'S Hard Rock House, brought to you in smell-o-vision. Isn't that right, Hunnzy? Because you just told me before we got on that you're stinky after having been on a bike ride.
Yeah, I'm absolutely humming. I really am. I didn't do much. I did 20 miles, something like that. But I did lots of hills. I think I mentioned I've got a charity bike ride coming up. There are a couple of single-digit listeners have donated, so thank you very much for that. So I've just been out training. Lovely hot day here. So I've come back and I'm absolutely stinking. I haven't had a shower and I've just come straight on to record this crap.
Well, you're running behind schedule. Had you scheduled in a shower?
I had scheduled in a shower, but then somebody rang me about work. I didn't get out on the bike until later than I planned. I didn't have time.
So anyway, good to hear that some of the single-digit listeners have donated to your bike ride. That's nice. And now, here's more news about donation. Are we now the beggingest people in Podland?
But we've got an enormous bowl, haven't we?
Yeah. So we did the research, didn't we, Hunnzy? We asked the single-digit listener to tell us about how much money he might be prepared to donate in order for us to continue bringing you the most hilarious podcast about rock music out there.
Yeah.
As the old phrase goes, the people have spoken. They're bastards.
They are. They're all bastards.
So what's the verdict?
Okay. So we've got a segment of the listenership as a percentage and a mean and an average of the sentiment that is out there.
This isn't going to be good, is it?
No. I've been sat in meetings like this before, reporting to finance directors in various businesses that I've worked for.
Right.
You report the numbers and you start to go, well, you know, it's been a funny time of year.
And then you have to put your tin hat on and get to the bad news. So basically what we're saying is there is only a tiny percentage of people listening to Hojo and Hunnsy'S Hard Rock House who would be prepared to pay for the privilege.
The people have spoken and they've said basically they love the podcast, but what they love about it most
is free. Okay, so the upshot is people love what we do. They don't want to pay for it.
I think the fact that they love it, it's almost got a value that in itself, hasn't it?
That sounds very good marketing speak. What value is that? That's £0, isn't it?
I remember being sat in a meeting once with my boss. We'd had a really good spike on social media in terms of likes and shares and all that sort of stuff. So I read these numbers out to him and he went, how many is that? I says, well, we've had about 4 million likes on this particular campaign. And he went, excellent, I'll tell that to the bank manager. No,
but we've come up with a solution, haven't we?
We have got a solution and it's a good one.
We would like to carry on doing the podcast because the people who love it really love it and you and I enjoy doing it. And we think it's adding something to the canon of rock podcasts, but it takes too much time for zero cash, doesn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, we've both got day jobs and it's a lot of time for both of us to spend, you for editing, me for doing all the social media.
So the solution that we've come up with is, it's a genius solution. We're starting a Patreon page. There it is. We've said it.
We're doing what everybody else is doing.
We're starting a Patreon page with the sole notion that if you want to donate to help us along the way with producing Hojo and Hunnsy'S Hard Rock House, feel free. You would be very welcome. However, we do not want to exclude either people who can't afford it or people who are just too fucking tight to pay for it. So we will give you the address to go to Patreon if you feel you would like to support Hojo and Hunnsy'S Hard Rock House. There will be an opportunity for you to donate a sum of your choosing. Our plan is to scale back, isn't it, Hunnzy?
It is. We're going to retreat a little bit.
A strategic retreat.
Definitely.
Which isn't to say that there couldn't be an advance in the future.
We're going to do less.
The idea is Hojo and Hunnsy'S Hard Rock House is going to become monthly rather than weekly, unless some tremendous person out there who loves the podcast, who happens to be a millionaire, puts an enormous amount of cash in the bank, and then it'll be probably daily.
We'll do daily stuff. We'll do live pods. We'll go mental.
Exclusive interviews, day in, day out.
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah.
But it is dependent on a benefactor with very large pockets.
So, yeah, we are going to continue. Are we going to say they're going to be a little bit longer?
Yes, they're going to be longer. They're going to be once a month and they're going to be longer. Unless the single-digit benefactor. There's a new term for us.
Oh, I might need to do a little badge for that. I'm a single-digit benefactor.
The single-digit benefactor comes along with an enormous wad of cash, at which point will be in your grill more than you could possibly imagine. So there you have it. There's going to be a Patreon page that will be launched where you can hopefully feel it in the kindness of your hearts to donate so that we can keep bringing you Hojo and Hunnsy'S Hard Rock House. Of course, we haven't managed to get our act together to tell you exactly what to do at the moment. Hunnsy is beavering away in his little lair, trying to be the marketing guru who explains how all these things work. We haven't got it together as yet. Never mind. And even worse news, there won't be a Hojo and Hunnsy'S Hard Rock House next week because Hunnsy, out of the goodness of his heart, is doing his annual bike ride pilgrimage, some might say, to the Download Festival. We always call it Castle Donington, as you know, in aid of heavy metal truants and the various good causes that they support. It'd be a little bit difficult to do a live broadcast from the seat of Hunnsy's bike. Can you imagine him giving me a seater? So that won't be happening. So we're back in 2 weeks' time where we will have all the information you need about how you'll be able to support the pod you love at Patreon. Anyway, that's all over now, Hunsy. Nasty things in life, which is always based around money, isn't it? Now let's get to the good things in life.
Yeah, definitely.
Metal! You're going to go first today, Hunsy, because last week we broke the tradition, didn't we? And I went first in what I'd been listening to.
Yeah, but before I get into that, can I just talk to you about something that excited me this week?
Oh, it is broadcastable, isn't it? It's not softening the territory, is it?
No, it's nothing to do with invasion of your privacy or anything like that.
Okay, good.
It's to do with Iron Maiden.
Ah, yes, they started their European tour this week, didn't they?
They did, with new drummer.
With new drummer, what's his name?
He's the fella who was in...
His name is In From British Lion.
It's In From British Lion, who actually I have cycled alongside. I think you
remember his name.
No, I think you were on that ride as well.
Well, he's a memorable fella then, wasn't he?
He's a lovely fella. I can't remember his name. Simon somebody?
Yeah, Simon somebody.
Let's just call him the fella.
In From British Lion.
I'm surprised they didn't get somebody in from the Raven Age, to be honest with you.
Yeah, very surprising.
I've watched footage.
There was a lot of footage from Budapest, wasn't it? They're playing in the home of the fascists. That's nice.
Yeah. So I think the opening night was in Budapest, wasn't it? And I've seen the footage, and then
what's the verdict?
It's the Maiden I love. So it's
all the greatest hits, isn't it?
It's the good stuff, right?
Yeah, no messing about. Straight in with the ones that we want to hear.
The Setlist. I've been offered a ticket to go and see them in London.
Of course you have. Are you paying for it?
No, like this podcast. And I was humming and hawing, but now I'm going to have to go.
Where are they playing?
Oh, they're playing fucking the London Stadium, that West Ham's ground. I know.
Wonder why that is.
I wish they'd play like Hammersmith or something. Just do a gig at Hammersmith.
They're not interested in that, mate.
But the set list.
Yeah, you're loving it.
I can read it out, right?
Yeah, do it.
Intro, Ides of March. Straight into Murders in the Rue Morgue.
Yeah.
Wrathchild.
Yeah.
Killers. Mm-hmm. Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, it's good.
Number of the Beast.
Right.
The Clairvoyant.
It's very good.
Power Slave. 2 Minutes to Midnight. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. That's when you go to the bar. Run to the Hills. Seventh Son of the Seventh Son. Yeah, that's when you go for a piss. The Trooper. Hallowed Be Thy Name. Iron Maiden. And then the encore. Churchill's Speech. Aces High. Fear of the Dark. Wasted Years.
It's a very good set list.
It's a brilliant set list. And the footage I've seen, it sounds brilliant. Bruce is singing brilliantly. Him on the drums is good.
Very small kit.
Yeah, very small kit. Nowhere near like Nico's. No, I like it.
I quite like a small kit as well.
Yeah, back to
I
basics.
think if you've got a small kit, it shows you're confident. You don't need a load of schmoz.
He's not hiding behind hundreds of bloody tom drums, and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly. So. It's quite exciting. Did you like the video stuff that they show at the start of the set? When outside the Ruskin Arms and through the back streets of London. It's very good, actually. It's very
really well done. I think I might go.
You're going to go?
Yeah. I'll be worn out after like the first 4 songs. Murders in the Rue Morgue, Wrathchild, Killers and Phantom of the Opera. I'll be done. That is my Maiden sweet spot for me.
It's called giving the people what they want, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Never mind Benjamin Breeg.
I got very excited this week when I saw that. So,
good. I'm glad you did.
Do you not fancy it? I'm sure you could blag your way in.
I don't know. I don't think Shaki likes me much anymore.
Yeah, he does. He loves you. I am excited about that, yeah.
Good. It does sound like a great set list, I have to say.
It does. And Bruce, from the footage I've seen, Bruce is killing it, man.
Yeah. The older I get, the less I like people screeching him. Right?
If you're looking at the footage, he's a completely different singer to Di'Anno, right? But he does them really well. Because he doesn't try and screech and wail to Di'Anno songs. He sings them like a singer. It's really good.
There you go. Iron Maiden. I don't know if you know them, but if you don't, check them out.
Check them out; they're quite good. Well, they are when they do songs from the first 4 albums. I gave up after Power Slave. I went somewhere else.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's what. It's not what I've been listening to.
It's what you've been listening to, but it's not what you've been listening to.
No, it's not what I've been listening to.
Well, you have been listening to it, clearly. You're not bringing that to the table. Go on then, Hunsy, tell me what you've been listening to this week.
Well, after the last episode where we talked about Backyard Babies, I thought I've got to bring the Hellacopters to the table because I love that band.
We talked about them a little bit, didn't we?
By the Grace of God is my go-to album by them.
What year was that?
2002.
Okay, so a long time ago.
Yeah, but obviously, as we talked about in the last pod, they've taken various hiatus over the years.
Okay.
And I just thought, right, okay, I'm going to bring By the Grace of God to the table. And I went, hang on a minute. They've got a new album out. Overdriver.
Maximum Overdriver.
Maximum Overdriver, yeah.
So I did that.
Just a little plug for Dawn After Dark there. Very good.
Always.
So I went and listened to it. And I've listened to it 3 times.
What's the verdict?
If you like the Hellacopters,
Which you do.
which I do, and you are familiar with their work, this will not disappoint. It is. I'm not going to say a return to form because that sounds like everything they've done before crap, right?
Yeah.
It's just brilliant. It's in that Hellacopters sweet spot. It's got bits of Kiss in there. It's got a bit of the Ramones. It's got a bit of Johnny Thunders. It's got a bit of 70s glam. Some of the playing on it is absolutely
Any
fantastic.
Demis Roussos in there?
There's no Demis Roussos.
Okay, just clarifying.
There's 11 songs, and you know when you listen to a new album for the first time, you put the next track on, you listen to like 20 seconds and go, oh, that's all right. Yeah. And then you go, I'll listen to the next one. Yeah. It sort of fizzles out. Yeah, I'll come back to it. And you never do. This one, I just put the whole thing back on again, and then I put the whole thing back on again, and then I put the last track on about 4 times.
What's that called?
It's called Leave a Mark. The last track on the album is fucking fantastic.
That's unusual, isn't it? Normally, the modus operandi is to put your best track first, not last.
I remember you used to do like compilation tapes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, when you had a TDK C90.
Just to add a little bit of imagination into my mixtapes.
Right.
I went through this period where I tried to establish what was the best song on albums.
Right, okay.
And I came to the conclusion that track 8 was my favourite track on a lot of records.
I think you would really, really upset a lot of music industry executives with that observation, wouldn't you?
I don't care.
Because their whole job was to make sure that the best song was the first song.
I know.
And you've come to the conclusion it's at track 8.
I did come to the conclusion that track 8 was the best song on a lot of records that I liked.
What's track 8 on the Hellacopters album?
Coming Down.
Is it good?
It's brilliant. It's not the best track on the album.
So they've kind of laid waste to the theory. Times have moved on.
I did mixtapes of all track 1s, all track 2s.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
Did you have a girlfriend?
I think I was making these tapes for her.
That was some girlfriend. It didn't last.
I've made you a new tape, sweetheart.
Yeah, it's all track 2s.
I know.
That's how much I love you.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't last though, did it?
No.
It didn't work. Your love trinkets were not appreciated.
No, they weren't.
It's very unfair of the girl, isn't it?
It is. If I was doing a Hellacopters new album mixtape, it would have 1 track on it. It'd be track 11.
There you go. Just running in perpetuity.
Leave a Mark. Some of the guitar work is phenomenal. It's a classic Hellacopter song, but the last 2 minutes of this cacophony of guitar soloing, Hammond keyboard, wonderfully mixed, wonderfully produced. It's just fucking brilliant. The rest of the album's really good. Don't get me wrong, it's classic Hellacopters.
Better than the Darkness album, or not better than the Darkness album?
It's better than the Darkness album. This might be my favourite rock album of the year.
Is it as good as Cavel-Attack?
I only like the first couple of Cavel-Attack albums.
Right, what happened to them after that?
The bloke who used to wear the owl on his head left.
That was always going to go wrong then, wasn't it?
Yeah. No.
If Owlman's gone.
Owlman left ages ago.
Greg Owlman. And his Owlman brothers.
Yeah. My album is the new album by the Hellacopters, Overdriver. It is bloody fantastic.
I did take a listen to it.
Oh, did you?
I did when it first came out, or when I first got something in the email press release part. I did listen to a couple of tracks, thought it was quite good. It didn't absolutely knock my socks off, though, but maybe I've been harsh.
You need to go back and listen to it. It's a brilliant record.
That's my job at work for the weekend.
Yeah, go and listen to the new Hellacopters. I mean, I thought the last one was pretty good, Eyes of Oblivion. Because I didn't even know they had a new record out.
Things get lost in the maelstrom, don't they? It's because everything's too diverse now, isn't it? When we were kids, you had a music paper. It was all very simple, very straightforward, wasn't it? You bought your music paper once a week. It told you what was going on.
Yeah.
All good. You knew.
Who'd announced tour dates?
Yeah. Who's had an album coming out?
Yeah.
Now, because it's all social media and streaming and lots of different platforms, there's no place where everything is in one place, is there anymore?
No. So you're obviously going to know about it because you're...
Well, it's kind of my job. Even then, I think there are sometimes things that you miss.
Yeah.
If you're not getting sent press releases because you happen to be editing a classic rock magazine, how the hell are you going to know these things are out? And you're the proof with your Helicopter's Tale of Woe. Imagine if you hadn't discovered it and then 5 years later you said, where's this been all my life?
Exactly. But now I have discovered it and it is very firmly part of my life.
Oh, that's nice. I'm glad you're having fun with it.
Thank you. What have you been listening to?
Nothing new. Don't know why I started listening to this.
Can I have a guess at what you've been listening to?
Yeah, have a guess.
Based on conversations that we have had off air, I'm going to make a guess. Have you been listening to Welcome to My Nightmare by Alice Cooper?
No.
Right, okay. What have you been listening to?
Because when I was in the gym pounding out the miles today, I had a very strange urge to listen to an album that has no connection to anything I'm working on right now. It just came out of the blue, and I listened to it today, and I was very glad that I listened to it. It's a 1979 album by a band that I would imagine not all of the single-digit listeners will know, and it's called New England. Remember New England?
I do remember New England, yeah.
Did you like them?
To be honest with you, I can't say that I listened to them at the time.
I think there's probably one song that everybody knows.
Which is?
Don't ever wanna lose you. Don't ever wanna lose you. Do you know that?
Yeah.
That was their one hit. Hit's probably a subjective term. It made number 40 on the Billboard Top 40.
American band, weren't they?
American band. Clue in the name. Obviously, they were from Boston. Because New England, that wasn't it, what it was known as around that part of America when they first arrived. It was called New England.
New England.
Believe.
Yeah.
Album produced by none other than Paul Stanley.
Ah, right.
Did you not know that?
Didn't know that. No.
Yeah, because they were all part of that O'Coin management stable.
Ah, right, okay.
And it was Paul Stanley and Mike Stone, who's also obviously a very famous producer who produced Queen and Asia and Journey and various other crack rock bands. They were kind of touted as Bill O'Coin's next big thing. And that's, I presume, why Paul Stanley was drafted in to give him a bit of extra kudos and introduce him to Kiss fans. The album doesn't sound anything like Kiss. They're more like a pomp rock band that listens to a lot of ELO.
So a bit like Angel.
Yeah, a little bit, but that very Jeff Lynne type vocal, that's very specific, isn't it? When you hear ELO, you know it's them because that Jeff Lynne vocal style is very unique.
Are there lots of strings on this album?
Yeah, a lot of strings, a lot of keyboards, very sort of pop melodies, but a load of hard rock guitar. The opening riff to Don't Ever Wanna Lose You is a classic. It's really, really good. Great driving riff. I would say the best songs, Don't Ever Wanna Lose You and a song called Nothing to Fear. But it's weird because it's quite schizophrenic. There are ballads on there, like there's a song called Shall I Run Away that is very Wimpwire.
What's track 8?
Oh, hold on, let me tell you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is it the best track on the album?
Turn Out the Light. No, it's a ballad. It's not the best track. I've just put it on. Oh, we'll be sued for copyright, Hunnsy's. But there's a song on it called Shoot, which is a real dead ringer for Deep Purple. Like old style Deep Purple. Dueling Hammond organ and guitar wars like a la Ritchie Blackmore and John Lord. There's a song called Punk, P-U-N-K, which is new wave influenced.
Right. Don't
Ever Want to Lose You sounds like a Boston drive rock classic. Hello, Hello, Hello is the... That's where I nicked the intro from, I've just realised. Their opening song, Hello, 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 is very ELO. Could be an ELO song. If you don't like it, you'll say it's all over the place. If you do like it, you'll say...
It's all over the place. It's all over the place.
It's all over the place. And I love it. Here's a really interesting fact. Slight diversion. The first album, which was called New England, the one that I was listening to, comes out in 79, makes it to number 50 in the Billboard Top 200.
That's not bad.
Back in 1979, you're still selling a fair few records to get to number 50.
Yeah.
It's all going well. We've got Bill O'Coin, Paul Stanley's on board, Mike Stone, top producer. Don't Ever Want to Lose You goes top 40. The first album, top 50. Afterburner's on for the second album, isn't it?
Yeah. And how did it go?
Explorer Suite, number 202.
Oh dear.
A fall from grace. They were with a label called Infinity Records they were signed to. Okay. And Infinity Records went bust.
Oh.
And I think that took the wind out of their sails. Explorer Suite came out on, I think it was Elektra in 1980, the following year. And for whatever reason, it went terribly wrong. The main man was called John Fannon, incidentally. He was a great songwriter, I thought. But like I say, really didn't get the attention they deserved. It was all downhill after that first album. Okay. They had a third album in 1981 called Walking Wild. Better than Explorer Suite, 176. Not great. And then I think they went, oh, fuck.
There's a pattern forming.
Yeah, so it all went very quiet. And then they got back together again like they do over the years, but really nothing great happened. Except in 1995, a song from that 1981 album, Walking Wild, which got to 176 in America, became a number one hit in Spain from July and stayed in the top 10 through to October, because it was a cover by a Euro house band called Sensity World. Remember house music? And I listened to it before we came on air because I went, I hope this is right. And it is. It's just like a Euro house version of this song called Get It Up that they had.
So they made a load of money.
Well, I can only imagine they did. This song Get It Up has featured on over 70 different Euro house releases. One of those releases, the Ibiza Mix 95 compilation, sold 300,000 units in Spain in 1995 alone.
Good grief.
And this song has had over 8 million views on YouTube. Jimmy Waldo and Gary Shea, bass player and the keyboard player, ended up in Alcatraz.
What, with Graham Bonnet?
And Ingwe the Wig Malmsteen.
Wow. Steve Vai and Steve Vai.
Yeah, I think they were there when Steve Vai was there as well, yeah. I think they were there all through that period.
They've all had a decent career then.
Except for Big John.
But
Big John Fannon.
Yeah, but Big John's just counting the cash from his house.
Counting the cash from the Euro house cover, isn't he?
Yeah, of course he is.
And the other thing that needs to be mentioned about New England is that Hirsch Gardner was the drummer. He had the biggest, bushiest, Isfroist hair ever. It was brilliant. It went up and it went out and it was curly and it was magnificent.
I'll have to check him out.
It was tremendous. So there you go. There is my choice for you. New England, first album, Infinity Records, 1979. Check out Don't Ever Want to Lose You. The song Boston should have written. That's a big claim, isn't it? So there you go.
What you need to learn from this is you need to hope that Maximum Overdrive
there's always hope.
Gets picked up by some house DJ in Finland.
There you go.
That's all you need.
There's always hope. Maybe the single digit listener is a house DJ in Finland. That could be the making of me.
Take a Dawn After Dawn track, Dawn After Dark track, and turn it into like a house phenomenon.
House anthem.
Yeah.
It's like with our podcast, Hunnsy'S.
There's always hope.
And on that joyous note, I'm going to leave you. I saw before we came on air, you were already drinking wine Spodiodi, weren't you?
Yeah, it's the best recovery from a bike ride.
That's what I've read from many clinicians and doctors. Well, enjoy your wine. Hopefully you'll go and have a shower, not be too stinky.
I'm going to have a shower and then have some more wine.
Very good. I shall be having wine too.
I'm going to go and listen to the Hellacoptes again.
Okay, listen to Hellacopte. Do listen to Don't Ever Want to Lose You because I know you love Boston. I think you'll enjoy that.
Okay, I'll give it a listen.
All right, buddy.
Okay, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
Have a good one. Catch you later.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.